Go ahead.
Good, how are you? My name is Mike Kessel. I own Beverly Bottle and Can Return, a redemption center in Massachusetts. The reason why I'm here, I'm a little tired from hearing all the testimony today, but I must tell you that Mr. Flynn and his organization that is against, well, proponent of an opponent of the bottle bill, every year is so disingenuous, it really plays on me. Just using the word tax in the newspaper yesterday. He knows it's not a tax, and I'm glad everybody here who is an opponent today made that clear. Also, if you go to any Stop and Shop, any Shaw's, any Hannaford, throughout the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you will see that their redemption center areas, like the man from the Sierra Club said, are absolutely spotless. And the reason being is redemption centers do all their dirty work for them. They are just about, they look like a ghost town, I can assure you. In Beverly, in Salem, well, excuse me, Salem doesn't, I don't think have a stop. In Beverly, Waltham, Peabody, anywhere there's a Stop and Shop around Massachusetts, they are clean. Also, I want to say the plight of the redemption centers, we are waning in numbers yearly. Mr. Keene, in your area alone, there was a redemption center that tried to do business, and it went out of business in 6 months. It's just not feasible for anybody to do this kind of business anymore. Unless you've been in this business for at least 10 years, there's no way you can survive in this climate. We haven't had a raise in 21 years. We are mandated by the state, and I'm sure the state has had, you know, cost of living increases for the past 21 years. The price of fuel has at least doubled. I'll let my cohorts take over for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in.
How you doing? My name's Bill DeMartin, and I own Mid-Cape Redemption down in Yarmouth. And I'm actually a little nervous up here, but without making a big deal about it all, the redemption centers do need help. We're all going out of business, and Mr. Turner is my state rep, and he's already spoken for me. But we all support the bottle bill, but we also need the handling increase to go with it if they want us to stay in business any longer. We do offer a great service in our town, or in my town, and we do support some of the nonprofit groups like the Champ House and the food pantries and stuff like that. And we're just here today hoping that you guys can help us out and keep us in business. And the sooner you do it, the better it'll be for us. And thank you very much.
Can I just reiterate one thing on that? Also, the money that we're looking for doesn't come, the state is not having to pay the burden of the penny that we want or need. We're also the only the redemption centers in Massachusetts are the only redemption centers in any state that has to, I believe, transport their own product. I'm sorry, Tom, go ahead.
My name's Tom Casey. I own and operate Bottle Bills Redemption Center. I'm also here on behalf of my customers, who are the consumer. I heard today the bottle bill didn't work. I find that to be false. The bottle bill works. It still works today. It still has 3 times the rate as a blue bin recycling. It was called archaic by the Food Association. I also believe he said it was 3 times more, it costs 3 times as much. It also has 3 times as better, 20% versus 75%. So the cost is actually the same. It's not 3 times as much. If you do the math, you're doing 3 times the volume, so the price is the same. It doesn't cost more than the blue bin. You'll have to excuse me, I am very nervous. I also heard it was $58 million. What I'd like to know is how much money have they spent on lobbyists? The people of the state voted for the bottle bill. They supported the bottle bill. If the distributors would only stand behind it and help to improve it, maybe it would work better. maybe there wouldn't be $38 million left in the fund. Maybe the return rate would go up to 90, 95% if you'd support us instead of fight us. I also hear a lot about fraud. And they've done things. A few years ago at this hearing, I heard it was impossible to do some things to get rid of fraud. Simply, Poland Springs and other companies have put a red stripe around their bottle. So when you go to Maine and the Redemption Center sees that red stripe, he says, no, you didn't buy that in Maine, that's not deposit. But this one is, because you can see there's no red stripe on it. It wasn't too hard to get rid of that fraud, was it? Another problem as a Redemption Center owner, you can probably see this from here. This can is an older can, and you can see that it has a black deposit. I mean, you are a little far away, but I think you can see the black ink on it. You can almost read the 5 cents. This is the new one. You need a magnifying glass to read it. So once again, if they would make our lives easier instead of harder, maybe there wouldn't be as much fraud. And I'm sick of being called a crook when fraud is everywhere, not just in redemption centers. Every business has a problem with fraud. We just need to look at it and try to fix it. I also heard today about ocean sprays. And I'm curious how they say they can't do a deposit on cranberry juice, but all of a sudden they're selling sparkling cranberry juice that has a deposit. So they're already in the business of doing a deposit. You know, every year I come here and I hear all this stuff, and it just blows my mind. I mean, I'm not going to stay in this business any longer. I mean, I've been in it for 8 years. A year and a half ago, I had to make a decision. I have a gentleman who is very close. He's been with us a long time. I had to make a decision to fire him because I couldn't afford both of us. He's a good worker. So I got a job instead, and I kept him at my store. But I can't continue to do that. You know, and like I said, the bottle bill never laid anyone off. If anything, it created jobs. And I hear all this stuff on the news about small business helping the economy, and that's what I am. I'm a small business. There were 216 redemption centers in 1995, a return rate of 87%. Now the return rate's down to about 66%, and I believe there's around 88 redemption centers. That's another reason why you hear these stores complaining about the problem with the redemption, is because you've run us all out of business. So now the consumer has no other choice but to go to a machine and make a mess in their store. Now at the same time, we've gone out of business. I have 2 distributors that are in Auburn. One of them is Atlas Distributors. They bought A&E a year or 2 ago, and now they've put a huge addition on the back of their building. Right next door, 2 buildings over, Polar Beverages. Brand new warehouse. It's beautiful. They got to have 50 or 100 new trailers outside. I can't even replace my sign. My sign's got to be 15, 20 years old. It's hand painted. I can't even replace it. We've had enough. You know, I don't know what else to do. I heard today that this bill's been here since 14 years, since 1997. The bill was enacted in '83. We got a raise in 1990 of 1/4 cent. So in 1997, when this bill came to the committee, it was right around the 7-year mark where we should get another cost of living increase. Now it's been stuck here, and every year I hear from everyone, well, if we pass the water, you'll get your handling fee. And every year they don't. And I'm very upset at the fact that you've allowed us to have to be here year after year after year without a cost of living increase. You know, that's not our job. We're trying to help the community recycle and help this law work. There weren't redemption centers in the beginning. The reason there's a redemption center is because there was a need for it. And there's still a need for it today. And I'm sorry if I'm rude in any way, but we've had enough, and we don't know what else to do. So obviously, I'm here in favor of Bill 890. And I'm not sure if Senator Spilka's bill was 1963, but I think you should come out today and just pass that one today. Get it out. If you want to debate the water more, go ahead, debate it. We can't wait any longer. I can't wait till next March for you to get this out of committee. I can't wait. I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's all we can say. And thank you for your time.
Oh, you did a fine job. Thank you for your testimony. Are there any questions of the panel? Gentlemen, thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.